Welcome to episode 348 of Flights,
Football,
and anything else.
My name's Dave.
And I'm Mike. How you doing, Dave?
Better than most, not as good as some. How are you doing today?
Well, you caught me off guard.
I know.
My name is Dave, because that's a new twist. That's a new twist to the 347 other intros we've done.
I don't know. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
It worked.
Okay.
Because I'm a true consummate professional, and I didn't miss a beat. I'm doing quite well. A couple orders of business. Thank you for everybody that did show up to my mother-in-law's funeral today. Thank you to Pastor Julie, who still is a listener.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
And for the record, Pastor Julie, the point system on the son-in-law scale, it wasn't as close as some would have you led to believe. I mean, it was kind of a runaway. But anyway, you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. And he listened originally and then didn't listen for a long time. And then he is back on board. And he figures he has listened to all, if not most, since about 275-ish. And that is our Certainteed apparel donator, longtime friend, Rick. Happy 59th birthday today.
Happy birthday.
I meant to send him a text, and he came. He showed up at my mother-in-law's, and we were talking, and I'm like, "Oh, son of a gun!" I said, "Happy birthday, man!" And he, I said, "Hey, I didn't forget. You didn't have to remind me and say, hey, what other day is today or nothing." He didn't have to hint. I got it.
Yeah.
So, happy birthday, Rick! Thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll cover more on that because it was, as some of the listeners know, my greatest fear is death. So we'll touch on that. But we got a podcast to start here, Dave.
We do. And I've got a few things, a couple things for Corrections Corner and additions. So what I'll do is I'll introduce the first tasting.
All right.
I mean, Mike and I are pre-potting a little bit here with some go-tos, some Two-Hearted and Citrus Hop Slam. But it's a very delicious but slightly angry IPA.
The only thing I'm looking at this Citrus Hop Slam like I would look at, say, an Oreo cookie.
Okay.
You can't really beat an Oreo cookie.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they come out with an Oreo cookie with strawberry cream cheese. Okay, well, what's wrong with the original Oreo? Or like a peanut M&M.
Right.
The Hop Slam, it's tasty, but the Hop Slam doesn't need the citrus.
No, I would agree. 100%. All right, let's get that out, and here we go.
Oh, look at that.
All right, so this is going to be a fun one. Pickle Party. The original Dill Tart Ale. 4.5%. No IBUs. So occasionally we'll have a pickle beer on the pod to taste. I saw this one. This one's from Eastern Market. Eastern Market Brewing Company in Detroit, Michigan. McClure's Pickles. Are you a McClure's Pickles person?
I'm not against McClure's Pickles. I don't know if I've ever had McClure's Pickles.
But that's supposedly their recipe is in this particular ale right here. So Cam Windy today said we were talking about, I let him in on what the tastings were going to be, and he said the last pickle beer he had, he'll never ever ever have one again. So I hope that's not the case here. Let me get rid of that can and put this one front and center.
On the notes, you could almost get the rind of the cheer, or is it brine?
Brine.
Thank you.
Brine.
Self-induced Corrections Corner.
There you go.
No,
not as intense as I thought it was.
No, but
it was going to be.
There's pickle taste to it for sure.
Absolutely. Now they have a spicy pickle party.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting if I didn't see that in the cooler, but yeah.
All right. So,
All right, here we go. While we enjoy the pickle party, that just sounds a little weird.
I think it's a subcategory on a certain website, but we're not sure.
We're not sure. All right. Corrections corners. Number 1.
You don't have the idiot in here? Yeah. See.
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
Listeners would be lost if
They
didn't
would,
get
if-
the,
yes.
if they didn't get the prompts.
Thank you. So we talked about how pricing, you wanted them, it was last pod,
Yes.
episode 347. You wanted them to not do $3.99
Right.
for a gallon of
Because
milk.
that was my FU. It's like,
Right.
if you're not going to give me my penny back because there's no pennies, then make it $4.
Right.
Or
And-
make it $3.75 so you can give me my quarter back.
And then I added in there, it's even worse when you buy gasoline because it's $3.99 and 9/10. Right. So you're paying an extra 9/10. It's 1/10 of a penny away from $4.
Right.
And then I said, well, in the United States, they sell 3 billion gallons of gas. I just threw a number out there, obviously, but I did the math. And in the United States, they sell about 375 million gallons of gas every day. Now that extra 9/10 of a penny that you pay that you don't really see on the board there, that's 3,375,000 a day.
That adds up.
It adds
At
up.
that
'Cause
volume.
So multiply that by 365 days. That's 1.2, just a little over 1.2 billion for the year. So
And
that's
an amount that you can't even see, basically.
that's just that 1.2 billion is being made on the 9/10 of a cent that you pay over and above the $3.99 or $4.29 or whatever the hell gas is right now.
Right.
Yeah. So the American versus Canadian football, I said that I thought I saw that Canada might have actually, kind of brought football to the U.S., but I wasn't quite sure, and I said I would research it. So is it a corrections corner? Yes and no. But it looks like, the Europeans brought over rugby and soccer. And then as far as my research is concerned, Canada and the U.S. kind of developed their own. Some say that there was a university in Canada. I've got some notes here, but a university in Canada played Harvard. And then Harvard was like, whoa, okay, well, this is interesting. And then Harvard played Yale. And then who was the guy that actually then took it? I believe, do you know?
Mm-mm.
Okay, his name is Walter Camp.
Okay.
Do you remember that name? You're a history major, so this might be interesting. He's the father of American football.
All right.
So as a player and a coach at Yale University, he reduced the team number to 11 players and started the whole line of scrimmage and downs.
All right. So he tweaked it.
Yeah, he tweaked the rugby, soccer style of football they were playing at the time. Said, nah, we're going to blow a whistle. We're going to stop everything, put the ball down, and, we'll do 11 players per side.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then the American culture, when we did the Mount Rushmore of things that signify American culture, we said that baseball, apple pie, and Chevrolet. You added washing your, this is after the fact. I think these were good enough that we should add this. Like what signifies, like, what do you see in America that you probably don't see anywhere else? Washing your car with a hose and soapy cloths.
Yep.
And then the other one was neighborhood golf carts.
Yep. Those drive me nuts. So
yeah, I don't know. I've not been in too many other like European or other places, but I don't really see the tripped out golf carts with the
nor do I.
10 kids hanging off the back of them. So anyway, that's the pseudo corrections corner for this week.
All right. What have you been watching, David?
We just finished up Bridgerton.
Okay. What'd you think?
On Netflix.
And there is another season, correct? I believe
they're taping another season. That's correct. And I like the ending. That's the thing I guess I appreciate about it. You know how it's going to end. I mean, you know what's going to happen in the end. You just don't know when and how it's going to happen. So
Exactly.
you're still on the edge of your seat a little bit. So I think that's good writing.
Yes.
And plus I think you saw it, correct?
Yes.
So the bathtub scene,
Yeah.
that was like, I almost, I'm like, oh, okay, woo. That was pretty smoking.
Yes, it was. There's some good
thought,
stuff.
I thought when they said, well, we can't risk it yet. And I'm like, oh. And then they said, okay, well, we'll do this. It was like, whoa, game on. Okay. That's not for regular TV.
No, not at all.
No.
But then again, it's not.
Correct. How about you?
Just one thing. Liz and I watched Detective Hole. That's HOLE.
All right.
Season 1, episodes 1 through 9. Detective Harry Hole, but and I know that sounds funny.
No, it doesn't sound funny. It is funny.
Yes, it is. But
and if you tell me somebody didn't do that on purpose, I'm going to call you a liar.
Now, the only thing is, I think that's the way it comes through in translation, because it's a dubbed series, and I think it takes place in Norway, because I swear, even though his badge, which I don't know if it's the original or just switched for the American version, his badge is HARRY, but most of the people in the show call him RE. So it would be like AREE, because they call him Ari, although as Americans, we see it as Harry Hole. But
is it a comedy?
No, it's a whodunit, and there's a lot of things going on. And here's my rating scale for this one. The dubbing is a little off, and it's very thick. So if you're not currently watching anything else and feel like watching something that you can get through in theory, you could get through it in a day. I mean, it would be a long evening, but right. I mean, you can easily get through it in 2 or 3 sittings.
Okay.
And it works because you can start it, you can end it, you're done with it. But if you have other things you're watching, stick to those other things, because you really have to follow. Because, like I said, the dubbing is really off, and it doesn't. I don't think it translates well from Norwegian.
Yeah,
Oslo, Norway. They would speak Norwegian, right?
I would assume.
So, I don't think Norwegian necessarily translates well into English.
Gotcha.
So
okay,
but otherwise it was a decent watch.
Good.
And
what else?
I thought it was something. That's all we've watched, but I noticed it started today. I thought Netflix picked it up from a different streaming service because I want to say cover letter, the block that's advertising the show looked familiar, but I mean, I've seen Charles Manson's picture countless times. So it's the murder tapes, the Charles Manson interviews or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I had to Google it. I said, typed in the title on Netflix, is this new or from another streaming service? And according to Google, it says, no, this is the 5th and final installment of the Interview with a Killer by Joe Schmo, whatever the guy who did this series.
Sure.
That was released and debuted on Netflix Wednesday, August 12th. So I got at least a three-parter on Chucky boy. I mean, I don't think I'm going to learn anything new, but but
maybe a different angle or perspective or something like that.
But the old footage, to hear the old Vincent Bugliosi cuts, those are priceless.
I don't know. I can't get into that.
Really?
No. I don't know why.
Patricia Krenwinkel, Sadie Mae Glutz, Tex Watson. Why doesn't anybody ever interview Tex Watson? Because Tex Watson's one of the few that are still alive on death row.
Oh.
I take that back. He's not on death row because they took away the death penalty. So he's just in prison.
Yeah. And
he gets turned down for parole every year he's up.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are just gradually dying out because we're talking 30, this is a 57-year-old
right
case.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it 50?
It's not really a case anymore because it's been solved and closed,
It's
right?
kind of closed, yeah.
So it's a 57-year-old story.
Right,
So,
there you go. But obviously, good enough story.
Oh,
that-
yeah.
I mean, you just keep.
And really, if you think about it numbers-wise,
Yeah.
I think it was the timing of everything. And it was the first, even though like Jack the Ripper in London 200-300 years ago, whatever it was, excuse me, was, so people have killed before.
Sure.
But I think it was like a first, and it was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Because really the number-wise, the body count, or like if you're a horror movie guy, the kill count,
Right.
the kill count's relatively low for the Manson family.
Right, but I think the part of the story that captivates people is the fact that they didn't actually do any of it.
Well, he did.
He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
didn't.
So
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was kind of this ringleader, kind of like how could you influence these people to do what they did? type
what
of
were the
thing.
husband and wife's name on night 2?
I'm not gonna get it.
Rosemary and Leno,
Yeah,
the La Biancas.
yeah. I said I can't.
I
get
don't know
into
why.
it, so
I don't know why I'm so. It's just. I think I'm so mesmerized because my Uncle Richard had the Helter Skelter book in his bookcase, and when we would go over for Christmas, nothing says Christmas like picking up a novel and seeing bloody crime scene photos. And that's, I think, as a 7-year-old, that would stick with you.
Yeah, so other people that feel the same way are the other people that probably come up with the Quentin Tarantino Christmas movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad Santa or Ugly Santa or Evil Santa or whatever the hell that is. Yeah. So anything else?
No, that's all we've watched, and so
All right.
that'll be on the doc. I'll let you know if I learn anything new on the Manson family
All right.
next week.
All right. So music that people should be listening to.
Yes.
You want what? How do you want to go?
We're at the Cell Studio, so you're going first.
Old or new?
Let's start old.
All right, we'll go old. I was listening to a song on the radio, and I thought, man, I'm tapping my thumb on the steering wheel, and I'm singing the words. I'm like, this is a popular enough song that if you are 30 years and older, like this song, you may not know the band that sang it, but and you always go, blinded by the light, wrapped up like a.
I always say douche.
So I'm singing like, all right. So I got to look up this song because it's a good song. There's all these different parts to it, and it sends you kind of, but you can't.
Some silicone mister
Mister
with the
with the
manager.
mister.
Mister told me that I got what it takes.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
lyrics, right? So
Is that 70s?
yes.
Okay.
It is. So I look it up, and it was from the album The Roaring Silence, 1976. Do you know the band? English band.
I
give you
know
a
it.
hint.
I know it, but I've
Manfred Mann's
got Earth Band.
Manfred Mann's Earth Band. Now,
Yep.
Blinded by the Light. So I listened to the album. Have you ever listened to The Roaring Silence?
No.
From them?
No.
Blinded by the Light sounds nothing like any of the other songs on that album.
Really?
And Manfred Mann's been around for a long time, and I'm going to tell you how long they've been around for. So I'm gutting through, and some of the songs I couldn't gut through. I'm just like, nope,
Yeah.
we're moving on. And do you think who wrote that song? You're probably not going to know. I'll just tell you. You know who sang that song first? Wrote it and sang it first, produced it? Bruce Springsteen.
I was going to say Steve Winwood.
Bruce Springsteen, 1973, did that song, and it went. These guys picked it up, did the cover, and it ran to number 1.
All right.
So in the Manfred Mann, I did go down the rabbit hole, like I'm telling you, I did. I'm like, well, was this the only song that this band ever came up with? No. You know what the other song they had?
What?
Do What Diddy Diddy. Do what diddy diddy dum diddy do.
I'm thinking of the
19
Luke Skywalker and the Two Live Crew version, but
I know you are.
It's a little different.
But they also took that song. That was their other, top single that they did. But that was also a cover.
Okay.
Who did that original one? Oh, the American band, the Exciters, did that in they did that in 1963. And then Manfred Mann took it in 64 and made a hit out of it. So that's pretty much this band. What they should have done, they could have had some platinum albums. They should have just taken everybody else's stuff, redid it, and they would have been great.
Grandpa Blackhawk will let me know, by the way, if I am wrong, but I'm certain that was Luke Skywalker and the 2 Live Crew. God, I hope I'm right.
The doo-wah diddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously changed the lyrics drastically, but it was to that beat in that tempo.
Yeah,
so.
they what do they call that? They cut it, or they there's a name for it. Crap, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm not the music guy.
Yeah.
So,
but interesting. Some of their other songs, "Man for Man's" on that "Roaring Silence," the one that's got "Blinded by the Light" on there. Blinded by the "Singing the Dolphin Through." What was another one? Waiter, there's a yawn in my ear.
All right.
So I'm done. I'm not even going to go on. It was just like, what the hell?
So you said none of it sounds like one, but is it like a real 70s sound to it, or?
It was more 60s kind of Flower Child stuff. And then Blinded by the Light was the first song, and then they did kind of a longer addition to it at the end of the album. And I mean, those are they sound, they're completely almost different genres.
Okay. All right. My something old. We're up to 96 on my best albums of every year of the 90s by, I'll get his name when I'm done with this thing.
Steve.
We'll call him Steve for right now.
All right.
But Anima by Tool, released one day after my wife turned 29 on 9/17/1996. 15 songs, 1 hour and 17 minutes. The 3 songs that you'll know from this album are Stinkfist, 46 and 2, and self-titled Anima.
They don't ring a bell, but
if you heard them,
I'd recognize them.
You would recognize the song by name. You might not know the name of them. And then my personal favorite, simply because I have a 8th grade sense of humor, maybe. But the song is decent. Hooker with a Penis is always a family favorite at the holidays. And here's
this is his number 1 album
of the 90s, of 1996. Yes. And here's my take on it. The 3 songs that you've heard are very good, but 15 songs, 1 hour, 17 minutes, and there are a lot of musical interludes. And as a loyal listener or viewer would know, I'm lyric guy. I'm not drum solo guy. I'm not guitar guy. I'm not whatever. I'm the lyric guy. I like lyrics.
Right.
There's a lot of musical interludes in like one song actually lasts 9 minutes, and there's very few words to it.
Yeah. What is that with the I'm not gonna
solos?
No. The band that goes on for like 20 minutes and does the instrumentals.
Tweaks Corner.
No, they got
and that's what the listener is going to say. Well, wait a second.
No, that's Friday.
Well, yeah. Nate says 8th grade. You're mature. How's your mother-in-law doing? Okay. Well.
You missed the first part.
You missed the first part about it. She actually passed away on Saturday night, and the funeral was today. So, but Nate didn't know that, so there wasn't joke. Right. But so she's actually, depending on your perspective, she's actually doing great. And I'm going to actually discuss that in a little bit here. Yeah. But, so the listener would say, "Wait a second, you've had multiple-time co-host and many-time guest Eric Wally from Tweaks Corner, and they have no lyrics." And I bust his balls about that as well. I do like listening to Tweaks Corner. Hell, our intro, outro music is Odyssey from Tweaks Corner. Tweaks Corner does have a new album coming out, I believe. Friday, thank you. Mm-hmm. And I'll listen to it. We love Tweaks Corner. Eric's going to send us a link to our favorite song, and we're going to probably replace Odyssey with one of the current songs. But it's not a knock on But that was what I didn't like of Anima by Tool. There's just a lot of musical. It's like, okay, well, there's no singing.
Yeah.
I've zoned off and am thinking about how shitty the Red Sox are doing.
Yeah.
And at that point, it becomes background noise to me.
The band I'm thinking of, Jerry Garcia.
Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead. Yeah. So
Dude, I hate the Grateful Dead.
That's what I'm saying. So, you could go 20 minutes and they'll just
Thank you, Nate.
They'll go on a rant. Not on a rant, but the Grateful Dead will go for 20, 30 minutes, just instrumentals.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. What is your new, Dave?
All right. My new. This one doesn't have anything to do with the same genre, but Nimrod's, the original soundtrack. Green Day.
The movie that's coming out. I do want to see that.
Yes.
Is the soundtrack all Green Day?
No.
Okay.
No, because the band, God, I'm going to forget the name of it. I thought I would remember, but I'm not going to right now. The name of the band that's trying to make it like Green Day in the movie, they have, I guess it's the actual actors performing some of the songs. And they have a few other artists in there. But a lot of Green Day songs. Obviously, all the ones that you love.
Yeah, because they're opening for Green Day.
Yeah,
in the movie, right?
Yes,
because that's what the trailer portrays it to be.
That's what that's their goal. So, songs like Longview, When I Come Around, Basket Case. So the Nimrod's original soundtrack, it was released on July 31st. And then it accompanies the film, obviously, but they have a newly released song at the end of it. I'm Never Gonna R.I.P. In it, they say it channels the Elvis Presley song Jailhouse Rock. And I listened to it and I really like it.
And that's actually by Green Day.
That's Green Day.
Okay.
That's a new song by Green Day at the end of this album.
All right.
There's the soundtrack songs by the actors. Those are new songs as well. Some of them are cover, but there's a couple new ones. And then I forget what the other artists are, but I did not recognize the name of those artists.
All right.
All right.
And I actually do want to see that movie because the trailer looked like it was pretty good.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. My something new?
New. Yes. Thank you.
Hollow by Billy Morrison. Released August 7th, 2026. 12 songs, 46 minutes. You know who Billy Morrison is, Dave?
No.
I didn't either until it popped up on my You Might Like.
Yeah.
You Might Like on Spotify.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who is this Billy Morrison guy? So, good old Google. He's a British rhythm guitarist, singer, songwriter, best known for 2 decades with Billy Idol. And he must be really liked.
Yeah.
Because he called in a lot of favors or had a lot of guys jumping through hoops to get through him. Because as a rhythm guitarist, even though it says singer-songwriter, most of the songs on this album, he's got Chuck D, Duff McKagan of Guns N' Roses, Dexter Holland of The Offspring, and my 2 favorite songs are Becoming,
yeah,
that has Sully Erna from Godsmack on it, and The Trailer, which has Marilyn Manson on it. And so it's a really good rock album.
Wow.
And Billy Morrison also played on, I think it's called Patient Number 5, that Ozzy did before obviously did it before he died, because that would be really weird if he did it after he died. But he's on the song Crack Cocaine with Ozzy.
Okay.
So
wow.
A lot of well-known vocalists must really like the work he does on rhythm guitar, because I can only attribute what Spotify pops up into my algorithm based on what we've been listening to segment of the pod, because I would have never, ever even stumbled upon Hollow by Billy Morrison. Very good. And I love the Marilyn Manson. Okay. Because I'm walking Ruby and I'm like, that's fucking Marilyn Manson. So, I reached into my pocket, pull out the phone, fucking Marilyn Manson. I knew that was Marilyn Manson. And they're like, who's Billy Morrison? And then when we got done with the walk, Yes, the best thing about the Grateful Dead, Nate's grateful most of them are dead. Although the ice cream is pretty good, and I don't know.
Ben and Jerry's?
Yeah, and
It's actually on the way out.
Is it really?
I just saw an article the other day. Like that.
Some of their flavors were pretty good.
No, I would agree. It's not one of America's favorite ice creams.
Well, that's
according to the New York Times.
No, well, fuck the Grateful Dead then.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got for music, Dave.
That's all I got. Should we go in the rope?
Yeah, let's do it real quick.
It's time to get inside the ropes.
All right. Until I get back into AEW, there will be no AEW news. But here's two things on the WWE.
Yes.
Braun Breaker versus Obafemi. Way too soon. Because how do you beat either one of those guys? You got a clear, dominant face, clear, dominant heel.
Braun's the heel and Oba's the face.
And how do you have either one of them lose at this juncture of their career?
Yeah.
It doesn't. I see the clash because they're putting I'm seeing Paul Heyman possibly turning as a face. Because Paul Heyman's been a heel manager, which he's best at.
Right.
But where they're playing it is like Braun Breaker's kind of calling them out. It's like, look, I thought I was the future of this company, and now you're fucking blowing smoke up over Femi's ass. What's it going to be? And I think that's the angle, and then you got to have a chase because you can't put Braun and Oba head-to-head right now because it's too soon.
Okay.
Because neither one of them can lose at this point. And then the other thing that really is a head-scratcher, there is a lucha tournament. The winner of this tournament will fight Roman Reigns in Mexico at a AAA event. How is Roman Reigns going to do a lucha match? That's not Roman Reigns' style.
Yeah.
I see why you want Roman Reigns in AAA, big draw, big pop. So I get that. That makes a little bit of sense.
Right.
But how is he going to have a lucha match? So
I don't know. And for the viewers that don't follow wrestling or don't, what's a lucha match? That's with
most of them are masked.
Yeah.
Well, I think all of them are masked, and it's typically a high flyer, like you're using the ropes.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lazy looking ending. Are you talking? Okay, the lazy looking ending. But see, that's why I don't think you can have the match right now, Nate, because I think it diminishes. I think if you have a chase and a build, and then like if I'm right, where Paul kind of goes babyface, that might give you a few extra months of TV.
Sure. But
I'm actually more interested to see that than Roman in a lucha match because Roman doesn't do high flying shit.
Right. That's a big dude to be.
Yeah, and that's not his style. So I don't understand how he's going to do that.
Yeah. Unless he's just going to be fending it off from
that
all
could
angles,
be.
You know what I mean?
But all right, you ready to rate the pickle one?
I am ready to rate the Pickle Party from Eastern Market Brewing Company in Detroit, Michigan. 3.0.
I went 2.80 because I was looking for more pickle pop.
More dill.
Or if not pickle pop, the salty brine that you get from the bottom of a pickle jar.
Yeah.
They both kind of teased a little bit.
Yep.
But neither were there in full force.
100%. All right, so let me check Untapped for what they came up with. And let me get my phone away from the mic. All right, 398 check-ins, so not a huge sample size. Those 398 people that checked in, they came in at an average of 3.55.
Ooh, all right.
And maybe some people would rather have more of an ale taste with a little bit of dill and a little bit of, but you and I were looking for some pickle.
Yes.
All right. All right. Next tasting.
Yes. All right.
So this next one is called Boston Cooler. You know what a Boston Cooler is?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's this is a blonde ale.
Even has kind of like a mock Werner's logo on it.
Right. Now they made this Eastern Market. This is from Eastern Market Brewing. They made this for Werner's 160th anniversary party. So it's an ale with ginger and vanilla, and is supposed to be the beer version of a Boston Cooler.
Well, let us be the judge of that, Dave.
Yes, sir. But you know what you can also be the judge of?
What's that, Dave?
The Maple Grill. It's an amazing farm-to-table counter service restaurant and microbrewery offering a rotating selection of the freshest local items and cooked over an open kitchen's wood-fired grill. The Maple Grill not only offers the greatest of local fare, but wood-fired craft beers and ciders as well. But wait, before you get into that car, go to the website. Go to the maplegrill.net, spell grill, GRILLE.net, and then check out the menu, see what's on tap, and then get yourself to 13105 Gratiot Road in Hemlock. And then when you get there,
tell them Mike and Dave sent you.
Exactly.
And what happens, Nate?
Nate. Oh, Nate. All right, you got any?
I get the creaminess.
Mm-mm.
There's a hint of ginger ale to that.
Is there?
And they'll charge you double. He got her.
All right, let me get it. All right.
I'll be damned if that doesn't smell a little bit like ginger ale when you're sick laying on the couch.
Doesn't it? That's crazy. What do you think about? All right. Well,
it might be a little Boston Cooler-ish.
What?
And they'll charge you double. Okay, and they'll charge you double. I thought we read it, but maybe I just gave him credit and said that. Yeah. Maybe I just gave him credit. That's right. Okay. Yes. Tell them Mike and Dave sent you, and they'll charge you double.
They will not, by the way. They will not. They will thank you and praise you and pat him on the head and call him George.
Well, let's start in the major leagues, Dave. And if you paid any attention to our thumbnail, you see me throwing Wally, the green monster, into a fire with a bunch of Red Sox souvenirs, memorabilia, swag, getting ready to be launched into it. Because just like I said last week, I said the Red Sox were 32-46, which is a 41% winning percentage. And then they were 32-5, which is an 84% winning percentage. I said, clearly this isn't sustainable. They cannot possibly play 84% of the ball, blah, 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 blah. The question will be, are they closer to the 41% or are they closer to the 84%? And the last 4 days, we've had our answer, which is really painful because Saturday, Sunday, they were at home against the Athletics, a last place team. Al went to Toronto, who admittedly is a pretty fucking decent last place team. And they were, for the viewers at home, maybe that far away from having there be no opportunity of a three-peat, preventing the Dodgers repeat last year. That's how close that World Series was. But nevertheless, be that as it may, the Toronto Blue Jays are, in fact, a last-place team. Red Sox lost Monday night. Red Sox lost Tuesday night. Boy, I hope the trend doesn't continue because Wednesday night and Thursday afternoon, they play Toronto, a last-place team, and then move on to Pittsburgh. And yes, you guessed it, the Pittsburgh Pirates are a last-place team. But 32-5, even though I sent Alex Lasher, the guy that we met. Lasher, I'm sorry. Yeah, I sent him a bunch of rage texts like, well, if Wilson Contreras can quit on this team, I can quit too. This team fucking sucks. I'm done. They suck. You can't be the last place team. You're not going to be the first place team in the playoffs. This team sucks. And he's like, wow, man, dude, it's a long season. There's still you. And I'm like, well, you don't understand. I'm a poor sport. This ain't good enough for me. You know, I want them to, you know, there's 43 games left after tonight. 42-1 isn't good enough for me. They better be 43-0.
Right.
You know, what was the coach? Oh, Herm Edwards. I'm a Herm Edwards guy. You play to win the game. But they did 32-5, gave themselves a little wiggle room. They got to right the ship. But like I said last week,
right,
when poor sport Mike gets put to bed, locked in a room, and the key is thrown away, rational Mike realizes, look, they're probably better than 41%. No way they can play at 84%. Yeah. Hopefully they're closer to 84 than they are 41, but
right,
sometimes poor sport Mike wins out. It's just the way it is.
Right.
You know, I can't control him forever.
So when I put this in my notes, I think it was prior to either the last loss or the last two losses. I had the Red Sox at 64-53.
And then last night they lost, so they're 64-54.
Okay.
Maybe 64. No, they're 64-54.
Yeah.
Yeah.
64-54. So there was one more loss from when I put them in there. So that still keeps them ahead of the Rangers. And
yeah, they got like a 4-game lead over the Rangers, and they're ensconced in the second wild card spot. But again, poor sport Mike doesn't see it that way. Poor sport Mike is the, you know,
right.
I
get it. Yeah.
Poor sport Mike is, if you're, for the movie buffs out there, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and the Tigers are winning without this. All right, Nate brings up an excellent point. The Tigers are winning without the two best pitchers. How can they win in the playoffs? The key, the factor there is they'll play better teams in the playoffs, and if you had those two best players, those two best pitchers,
right,
now you're a threat in the playoffs.
Right.
I don't doubt that the Tigers can get. I don't doubt the Tigers can get in the playoffs.
Right.
But I think American League teams would fear Skubal, Mize, and Valdez more than they'll fear somebody in Valdez.
Right. Exactly.
So,
yeah.
And they just took 2 out of 3 from the Giants.
Yeah.
Which the Red Sox couldn't take 2 out of 3 from the Athletics. But they're not going to face the Giants in the playoffs. Sure. That's the reason I say they should have kept Mize and Skubal. Yeah. But
agreed.
But anyway, so poor sport Mike, if for the movie buffs out there, is, you know how you had in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, you had the characters that were able to play cards with Jack Nicholson's character. And then you had the others that were kind of like locked in their room.
Right.
Poor sport Mike is locked in his room.
Gotcha.
Poor sport Mike is now playing poker with the other guys.
Yeah. So I think of poor sport Mike as Spalding in Caddyshack.
Turd. But worse.
Double turd.
But worse.
Yeah, but way worse. Yeah.
In any event.
But anyway,
so Detroit, last time I knew Detroit was still a game back from the Texas Rangers. I don't know how Texas, I didn't check on how Texas did in their last game. But Texas is holding the 3rd spot in the wild card right now. Yeah.
And then
and there's 43 games remaining in the schedule. So
and the only update I saw tonight on the Tigers, the the Guardians scored 2 early. It was 2-0, but that was like first, second inning. Okay. So we don't know how that game is going.
All right. Moving on.
Yes. NASCAR.
Let's cover PGA Tour because the FedEx Cup, the St. Jude Championship is starting. So the top 70 players, everybody else, if you're not in the top 70, you had a good season. See you later. Yep. I think they have a couple of like random tour events that people can go play in if you're not in the top 70, right? What? Oh,
I am more like Judge Schmales. Gambling is illegal at Bushworth, and I never slice.
Hey, you want a hat with it? You want a cup of soup with that hat? Yeah, something along those lines, Nate. So the St. Jude Championship. So if you're outside the top 70, it's like, congrats, but you might still be on the tour, but you're not going to win any money or not very much money this next couple of weeks. So they'll play in the St. Jude Championship, top 70, and then they'll cut it down to the top 50 at the BMW Championship the following week. And then from there, they'll cut it down to the top 30 that will play in the Tour Championship at Eastlake.
We were at Mary Ellen's house on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think it was Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it was after Helen had passed. And we had a golf event on there. And we were trying to figure out what the little trophy with the number. So I Googled it, and it's like, oh, that's FedEx standings.
Yeah.
Where they're at in the standings. And then we started talking about what are the FedEx points, yada, 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 whatever. And so I Googled it, and I said, well, the FedEx, blah, 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 blah. And then about halfway through, I said, wait a second, Dave's actually covered this on the pod. I'm not sure if it was last year's FedEx or recently, but there was
the last 6 years, yeah.
Yeah, and I said, I know Dave's covered this because it gets reduced from 70 to 50.
Right.
And then the third, it's the top 35 or something.
30,
and it's just top 30, and it's just winner take all.
Yeah. And so they used to start it, if you entered that third tournament that reduced it to 30 players, if you were number one, if you had the best score, you started minus 10 under par. You had this huge advantage. But this year they changed the rules. So now for the Tour Championship, everybody starts even, and whoever wins that day wins the big money. Now
25 to 30 mil, isn't it?
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to just cover that real quick. So just so you know, and even if you're not a golf fan, this might be.
Jeff Laporte says the Guardians are up 4-3 right now.
Okay.
Unless they'll forever be known as the Indians.
Right. If so,
which I can see that, Jeff.
Yeah.
But yeah, we knew what you meant.
Yes, absolutely. So there's all this money is out there to be made. Now I'll just give you, just to like hook you into what I'm trying to tell you. For the next 3 tournaments, there's $42 million up for grabs. So the Tour Championship victory, the official prize for winning the final playoff tournament at Eastlake and claiming the FedEx title is $10 million. So there's 40 million total. Well, shit, that's not even my number. Okay, never mind. I gotta go down there. Forget what I said about the 42 million. So there's 40 million just in that tournament to all the players, right?
Nate quoted more Caddyshack.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute, Nate. The regular season bonus. So Comcast is actually the Tour top 10. The player who leads the FedEx Cup points standings at the end of the regular season receives an additional 10 million bonus. For example, Scotty Scheffler locked in the 10 million just before the playoffs began. Now, there's a playoff bonus pool. The PGA Tour distributes a separate 100 million bonus pool. The player leading the point standings after the second playoff, which is the BMW Championship, is awarded $22 million. Plus $1 million deferred.
And to think some people just play golf for the fun of it. And these guys are making $25 million.
And I'm looking at this.
And put that in perspective. And by the way, $25 million doesn't even put you in the top 20 richest people in the world. But right. $25 million, put it in perspective.
Yeah.
I'm just doing some quick math here.
Come on, math guy.
You and I don't make $25 million.
No.
In our lifetime combined.
No.
Not even close.
No.
And in a weekend of golf, this fucker's making 25 mil.
So I got ahead of myself, but if a single player dominates the regular season, leads the point standings into the finale, and wins the Tour Championship, their total combined postseason windfall can exceed $42 million.
And so really the only one that could probably win that much would be Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler.
Even though he hasn't won much, he's always in the top.
He's already got
2 to 4.
Well, he's already got 10 million in his pocket for finishing there. And then that 22 million, if he's still leading the point standings after the second playoff going into the Tour Championship, that'd be another 22 million. So he'd be at 32 million at that point.
Yes.
So for these guys to get out there and, you know what I mean? for their wives, if they got 3 kids around, they're like, that's okay. You go play golf, honey. Go chip and putt and do whatever.
And that for 3, and I get it. It's not just 3 weekends. You had to have a successful year to be in that running. I get that. I mean, it's not that simplistic.
No, it's not that simplistic. But
and it says, "Hey, Smalls, my dinghy is bigger than your whole boat." Nate, I hope stump because I'm 1-4 in my last 5 stump mics. I can only hope the stump mic is that easy because I'll get that one.
Yeah, that's not on there though. Sorry.
Damn it.
Whoop. Sorry. Man, he's rapid firing these things.
That's how Chevy Chase's answer. What did you shoot? I don't keep score. How do you measure yourself against other golfers? By height.
Yeah. Right in the lumberyard, Danny. All right. So that's it. We got that to look forward to for the next 3. Now I'm in a pool right now, 10 players. I had to pick 4 from the top 30, 4 players from 31 through 50 in the current rankings, and another 3 players from 51 through 70. So however they finish in their ranking, if they do not qualify for the next round, they get 0 points for that next round.
Did you pick Spieth?
So my top, the 4 players I got from the top 30, I got Scotty, Matt Fitzpatrick, Cameron Young, and Wyndham Clark. They happen to be the top 4 players. I'm playing
you're going chalk.
I'm going chalk on this one. So in the next one though, it's a little bit tougher because you're like, it's 30 through 50 or 31 through 50. Michael Thornbergsson, I think he's Norwegian because there's a lot of consonants in there, right? Mixed with some stuff. He just won an event. I'm thinking maybe he's hot, so I pick him. Patrick Cantlay and Sepp, S-E-P-P, Straka. So those are, tour winners that I thought, they might do well. And then I was really surprised, 51 through 70, Harris English, Max Homa, and Jordan Spieth.
Spieth was 56 in the tournament that I was watching.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I have no idea, but it'll be fun to follow.
NASCAR. Ty Gibbs in the 54 Toyota did me proud.
Yes.
Got me 10 points and $20.
Winner, chicken
It's
dinner.
not up to me to pick yet, but got to find me another Toyota
Yes,
at Martinsville.
Go with Bubba Wallace. He's
Martinsville too small a track for Bubba.
23X.
I'm looking at Briscoe. If he's available, I'm taking Chase Briscoe.
All right. That sounds like a good one. But yeah, Ty Gibbs, he got you a good win there.
And who did you have?
I had number 11 card Denny Hamlin. Now a lot of people
and
pick
he
him.
picked. So he got you
fifth for 4th.
All right.
Yeah. So this Sunday, the Cookout 400 at Richmond Speedway, Virginia. And yes, I'm talking with a Southern accent a little bit. I can go super heavy if you want me to. Saturday, August 15th, it's a 7.5 D-shaped oval. So that's a little bit interesting for them. And like we said, neither of us have picked our cars yet or our drivers.
And I think Richmond that was the track that got me in trouble with Jake being a history major because I thought Richmond. I criticized your Southern accent because I said Richmond was a northern state, and I think Richmond was a Confederate, right?
I believe so.
All right.
I'm pretty sure. Like in Virginia, some of them talk with a somewhat Midwestern accent, but most of them they've got some form of a Southern accent that they can spit out there like I'm doing right now. All right, now NFL. I got a couple things.
Hall of Fame game was last week.
Yep.
Preseason starts in earnest tomorrow. What do you got? That's all I got.
So
Luther Burden's probably going to miss the entire preseason. He better be ready for opening day. Come on, Luther, talk to me, buddy.
So the Lions lost their starting center. They start preseason tomorrow against Cincinnati. The Bears.
Their starting center.
I think they lost their starting center.
Or are you talking the guy that was retired on them?
No, I think they lost their starting center. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Nate.
You
like
sound like Southern Belle.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They all start Southern Belle. My voice just isn't deep enough, Nate. Almost like a Matthew McConaughey type of a But anyway, who'd the Lions? Nate, tell me who the Lions lost. They lost 2 starters.
He's hurt.
Okay.
Mays.
Oh, he's hurt. Yeah. Okay.
I guess
starting
I didn't.
center. So
Well, the Bears starting center retired.
Okay.
So,
but who do the Bears go?
I don't pay attention.
You don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. You don't care. But did you pay attention to Ben Johnson's comments today?
No,
you did not.
What did he say?
Okay. So
I'll tell you if it's fluff.
He said teams.
I'll tell you if it's fuck or fight.
So teams go into camp and they work hard. He
Sure.
says teams go into the preseason games. They work hard, try to figure out all the last spots. Every team is working hard to win a Super Bowl. We want to win a Super Bowl. But he says that's not enough. I want to have the highest scoring offense ever. I want shutouts. I want blowouts. He said, the mark to beat is the 2013 Broncos. They scored 37.9 points per game. That's what he was touting today. That's
Did they win the Super Bowl that year?
I can't remember. I should have researched this, but I didn't have time.
Yeah, I like that attitude because that sounds like somebody who would be roomed with Poor Sport Mike at that the insane
Right?
asylum.
Yeah.
Because I like that, and I'm good with that. You set your sights high.
Yeah.
And I hope he's there. I hope he does it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
Yep. So Jeff and Nate, thank you for the update. Yep.
Nate said 8 to 10. Jeff trumped him with an extra week.
Well, I don't know if you guys are talking about the center or
Yeah.
there were 2 starters that went out this week, I thought, but I don't know. We'll clarify that, but we'll see. When I was listening to 100.9 The Mitt today, and the person that was talking about, they ended that whole segment by, and the only luck the Lions have is bad luck. So we'll see.
Yeah, luck is what you
We
make
shall
it.
see. All right. You got anything else?
I do not.
All right. You want to rate this beer?
I do want to rate this beer. And you know what?
Tell me what.
I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. 4.00. I think it had a lot of Boston Cooler qualities to it, is what it said it was. It met the criteria. Is it my favorite beer of all time? No, it's not my favorite beer of all time, but
Let me get
I could see myself drinking a Boston Cooler. There was some Vernors in a Boston Cooler, for those of you who have never had it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Pacheco's out for the preseason, which everybody knew that was going to be the case. But
Thanks,
like I've always said to everybody out there, when you take Mr. Gibbs off the field, you're doing your opponent a favor.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this, in a Boston Cooler,
Yeah.
you taste primarily the Vernors
Mm-hmm.
with a hint of the vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
And in alcohol form, that's exactly what this Eastern Market selection did.
I respect it.
So I went 4.00 because I thought it was amazing.
I respect your rating. I went 3.5 because I just felt like if you're going to do it, a little more Verner's-ish, a little more vanilla. 3.5 is a good rating.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a solid rating.
Yep.
But, all right, Untapped. The Untapped crowd came in. And this beer, again, 5%, no IBUs, from Eastern Market Brewing Company. Oh, wow. 131 check-ins, so not very many. Those 131 people came in a little bit above me, a little bit below you at 3.68.
All right. We can respect it.
Yeah. All right. You know what else you can respect, Mike?
What's that, Dave?
The Grand Central Sports Bar and Grill. The Grand Central Sports Bar and Grill is a family-friendly sports bar with delicious food and a drink menu to please everyone. Looking for some fun on a weekday night? The Grand Central is the place to be on Trivia Mondays, Comedy Tuesdays, Wild Wing Wednesdays, Hump Day, Thirsty Thursdays. Sorry, screwed that up. Fish Day Fridays and Sassy Saturdays, and Sunday Fun Days with drink specials every day. Grand Central is located at 3504 State Street, Saginaw, and you can check out the menu at their Facebook page, the Grand Central Sports Bar and Grill. It's always a good time at Saginaw's hometown sports bar, the Grand Central Sports Bar and Grill. And when you get there,
tell them Mike and Dave sent you.
And I talked to Herb, and they are re-upping as a sponsor for another year.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Herb.
And maybe one day State Street will be open.
Maybe one day State Street
no
will
promises,
be open.
though.
No, geez.
As the entire infrastructure of Saginaw has decayed at the exact same moment. Because no matter where you go, it's under construction. Just like the old Bob and Tom bit. Orange barrels, orange barrels, orange barrels.
Everything I see. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. I think I have that CD.
All right. What's the third tasting, Dave?
Third tasting. It's called Melt Away. It's a mint chocolate stout from Flying Monkeys Craft Brewery.
Flying Monkeys got some good stout action.
Flying Monkeys has some good stout action. It's a regional brewery in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. Barrie is spelled B-A-R-R-I-E.
They have a team in the Ontario Hockey League, or once did, known as the Barrie Colts.
There you go. Little fun fact.
Just a side note. And boy, the mints pop off the.
They said, I have to read this to you. Hopefully, well, is it on the can?
Jeff said Midland is a clusterfuck too.
No.
So the whole Tri-City infrastructure just met its maker at the same year.
Yeah, must have. All right, the mint chocolate stout here from Flying Monkeys Craft Brewery. A polar fresh mint center of cool intensity hibernates inside this velvety bear of a dark chocolate stout that chills your cup while it melts your heart. So the bear they're talking about is this little bear on the can. Right. I mean, and talk about picking out beers because of the can. I saw this sucker from like 20 feet away, and it just drew me to it. So, ready?
Whew. Girl Scout cookies. Cheers.
Wow. Mike's not kidding. You take the notes off of this thing. Girl, you after you bite a Girl Scout cookie, you bite it in half, and then wow, like a Thin Mint, right? They call them Thin Mints.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you finished that sentence.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Third segment, folks. Now, I do not, and I hope people aren't going to be sad about this. I do not have a would you rather or a finish this sentence, Mike. However, we do have a Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your thinking caps on because we want you to respond. Everybody out there. This Mount Rushmore, your top 4 best old school playground equipment. Now, I think a lot of people are going to probably be in the same like 4 to 6, maybe.
Because there's not that many, but
it's going to vary on who says
and
what's
I
number
went
1.
with my reasoning because, well, we'll get to it when we get to it.
All right.
All right.
So
what's your number 4, Dave?
My number 4, the merry-go-round.
That is also my number 4.
Okay.
How did you guys use the merry-go-round?
We used it to try to spin people off. Who could stay on it the longest?
I was always the guy that was on the outside and had to get her going because I was one of the bigger kids.
Yeah.
And then I actually thought it was harder for me to get on the merry-go-round going round and round. But then when it was at its max, we had an order. It's like, well, you're first. So you had to jump off the merry-go-round.
Okay.
And the goal was to not fall. So if you jumped and fell, you didn't win.
Okay.
You had to jump off. But so it was a catch-22 because, like, if you were the 5th to jump off, Well, it's going slower now because the two people that were spinning it are now on it. So now it's just on its own.
Yeah.
And then it was like, all right, Dave, you're first. Dave jumps, you fall. Okay, you don't win. But like if you went sixth and didn't fall,
yeah,
you didn't get the accolades that like Dave going first,
right,
and not
right.
You know.
So what we did was you had to stand on the outside and grab. So it had the bar coming from the middle, to the outside, and it had the arc. You know, it connected to the middle of the arc, so you could hang on like this and stand on the edge. So everybody had to take one of the handles, right, and stand on the edge. But there was somebody who had to take a turn, right? I'll get to that in a minute, Nate. So somebody had to take a turn to spin. So your job was to keep the thing going at velocity,
right?
And it was a matter of attrition. Who could stay on the longest, right?
Right. Yep.
And you just spun. See,
so the same device but two different games.
And who was going to fall off the first? Who could hang on the longest? Kind of like what's that? Survivor, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So now my number 3, I'm kind of wondering if this is
what's Nate got here. What is this?
Well, they call it the preacher's deck.
That's the merry-go-round?
No, I think that's my number 3. I think that's the teeter-totter.
Okay. All right.
Wouldn't it be?
I guess.
See, now the teeter-totter,
I've never heard it called that.
Somebody had to stay in the middle, and the guy in the middle was the one dictating.
Did they stand on it
yes,
or sit?
Standing on it.
See, that was not allowed at Crestwood Elementary.
Well, it wasn't allowed at Furbringer either, but you just had to pick your spots.
Okay. Someone had to go distract the playground
and
superintendent
then
person. And
you always, and perhaps we'll rot in hell for this, but like when it was like me and you are buddies, right?
Right.
And we hate Nate.
Yeah.
And then
we don't Nate. Yeah.
When Nate's up top, you and I abandon ship. And then Nate just plummets to the ground. Bam.
Yeah.
So I mean that was mean.
Yeah, it was mean. And maybe some people couldn't have children after that, but
we didn't think about that at that time.
Right.
So what is your number 3?
My number 3, believe it or not, and I don't know if you had these on your playground, but we had the 4-foot concrete culverts. So the 4-foot pieces of concrete that they put like underneath driveways and underneath roadways so water can pass through it.
Yeah.
They had those on our playground.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you could, if you were cool, you could run and jump up onto the top and try to stay away if you're playing tag or whatever. Or if you wanted to like talk to your girlfriend or whoever you were going out with, you could go inside the culvert. It was only, it was probably about 4 foot long, but 4 foot tall. But it just made for, and they positioned them. So if you were playing any kind of games, for example, like if somebody was hiding behind it and you could jump, you would dive over it. But the problem was it was made of concrete. So if you missed or slipped, especially if it was in the winter, that was a problem. What's Nate? Well, what's Jeff got going on? Monkey bars, seesaw, merry-go-round, metal slide that burned your skin off.
Seesaw is the teeter-totter,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, hold that thought on your monkey bars, Jeff, because we're going to get to that in a second.
Yes, we are.
Because I have a question on that.
Okay.
It's a legit question.
All right.
See, I never I wasn't the slide guy.
We'll get to that too.
All right.
All
right. So you go, what is your 2?
Wait a minute. Marcus, what you got, Marcus? Whoops. Yes, so they had the culverts too. He knows what I'm talking about.
His first kiss there.
If you had your first kiss in elementary school, it was probably inside the concrete culvert. Heck yeah.
All right.
Welcome, Marcus. Thanks, man. So
at Furbringer, you were doing a lot more than kissing.
Oh God.
All right, what's your number 2?
My number 2, the spider bars. You know what those are? So those
that looks like an octagon almost.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Almost like in oh shit, I'm gonna Thunderdome, the movie Thunderdome.
Right. So see, some people refer to those as monkey bars, and that's where but you can climb on the outside or the inside and hang and dangle, and
yeah.
it's like a dome shaped, right?
So I could be wrong, and people can correct
Is that
me.
right or not?
It's dome shaped. Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you call it?
We called it the spider bars because it looked like a web.
Because I always thought those were also monkey bars, because that would go with my question to Jeff. So we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So
the monkey bars
right.
was the single, like the ladder going across. You
okay. So that's okay, because that's going to be my number one. Okay. And I'll explain that later. Okay. So those are monkey bars. And
I don't know, but that's
the
what
device,
I call
the contraption you're talking. I hated that fucking thing.
Which thing? Oh, the spider bars.
The spider bars, because they were just, you couldn't. And I'll explain why I like the monkey bars so more.
I'll tell you why spider bars are my number 2. Because I was the first kid in my class that could run up them without touching them. I could run over the spider bars, especially, if you're playing tag, you're playing some kind of game, or you want to beat the crap out of somebody, or, whatever. And they were hiding on the other side of them. I was the first guy in my class that could run.
Liz called them all monkey bars. All right, fair enough.
All right.
And that's what So see, this is interesting debate here.
Yeah. So that's why I loved them, because I got so much, like, everybody, whoa, oh my God, Dawson's running over the monkey bars without touching them.
Right.
Yeah. So you slip and fall, and man, like, I probably wouldn't have had kids if I ever would have fell.
You know what my number 3 is?
What's your number 3?
And depending on what elementary you were at.
Yeah.
The basketball court.
Yeah.
/ hoop.
Yeah.
And it had to have a net. Because we would go to, let's say Herrig.
Yeah.
And Herrig had almost like an NBA type setup with a plexiglass backboard, a rim with a net on it.
Yeah.
And Furbringer was barely a wooden backboard with no net.
Right. Beach basket.
Yeah, you can't play basketball without if you don't have a chain or a net on your hoop, it isn't a basketball court.
Okay.
So
right.
How good or bad your basketball court, and could you dribble without every second dribble hitting a rock and the ball shooting that way?
Right.
Was it a clean dribble?
Right.
A playground that had a court that almost mimicked a gym.
Yeah.
You were at the right playground.
Yeah. All right. Now
so that's my number 2.
Going back, Marcus.
Yes.
Spider bars.
All right. So he went spider monkey, and Jen said monkey bars, merry-go-round, slide it. Oh, see, swings. The only thing with swing, I needed a push. I'm going to admit, I needed a push to get me started.
You couldn't get your legs
No,
going?
I could
what?
not. Don't bully me. I couldn't. Thus it's not on my list. Fuck the swings.
I gotcha.
All right.
And you said the basketball court. Yeah. So eventually we had all chain nets because they didn't want to replace them.
And I can live with chain nets.
You can?
Because at least you can see when the ball goes. Because you don't know how many arguments there were. Like, that didn't bullshit that went through. That was 2 feet short. Oh no, it was a swish. No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
there's no way you could tell.
Yeah.
I mean, because when I was in elementary, there was no instant replay. I mean, we couldn't go to the tape.
Yeah. So this is based on your swings comment,
right? So, but now my favorite.
Yeah.
If we're gonna go monkey bars, was like from here to there.
Yeah.
There were so many things you could do on that. You could go over the top and risk getting yelled at by the teachers because that was forbidden, running across the top of the monkey bar.
I'm talking. Yes.
You could start and see who could go from here to there the quickest.
Yeah. And
then did you go rung by rung, or did you go 3 at a time?
Because the cool kids would.
And then what made the monkey bars the best, and this is the one athletic feat that I was king at.
Yeah.
Dave starts at that end, Mike starts at this end, we get there, and then we scissor each other.
Oh,
and then
you wrestle.
And then
leg wrestle.
Yes. I don't know
Oh,
if
I
I don't know if I ever lost.
I
I don't know if I
forgot about
ever
that.
lost that.
I bet not.
Because I would get up into the waist or chest
Yeah.
and just lock in
Yeah.
and make you
Of
let
course,
go.
Of course, with your demeanor and you'd be
Yes.
way more violent.
Oh,
than the other-
absolutely. There was no way I was losing that matchup.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was my frustration because I couldn't swing.
Yeah. All right. Marcus has got a question, I think. Back to the playground. Yeah. Yeah.
In a totally adult manner. And I don't think I'm flexible or agile enough to do that.
I wouldn't have the.
I would get it out and fall and concuss myself.
Well, I tell you what, that's going to be a great video because you know what Mike and I should do? We're going to go to Havens Elementary.
Marcus said you said scissory.
We'll go to Havens Elementary and we'll do a little video and see like how adept we are at the elementary playground stuff. You know what I mean?
I think I could still do that. I can't do like the merry-go-round. I could not jump off a merry-go-round.
I will not walk over the spider bars. There's no way. But I will tell you now you're the monkey bars I'm talking about where it's just the ladder rung going across. The ones we had and I don't know if you did either. They had that and then they had this is my number one. Was the monkey bars going across because our monkey bars had a fireman's ladder on each side. So you had the ladder, right? And on this end, it went up probably 2 feet and then down to the ground. So if you wanted to get off and do climb up to the ladder and then hang on to the fireman's pole and slide down, you could. But of course, like what you said is we would get up on top because it went up a couple feet and then down, we would get up on top and jump there. So we'd have farther to fall on the, I mean, whoever designed that.
I think our own version, and like Marcus said, if we do that as adults, we better have good insurance. But I think the Furbringer Fight Club,
right?
I think you had to be on the ground and jump up. That was part of the battle because this like if you can't jump up and grab it, and I'm already got my legs wrapped around your chest, you've lost because it's like you're at this end, I'm at this end. I jump up and then I go that way and then I just lock around you. So you got to jump from the ground and get it.
I got you. There's the ones we had. There's no way. Maybe some tall fifth graders could have jumped up from the ground. With all the 3 feet of
I had mad hops in 5th grade.
I'm just saying, I know we had to, especially third, 4th grade, we had to climb the ladder to get to the monkey bars.
And Furbringer's Arthur Hill, I guess, is still standing, but Furbringer's still up and the sign is still Furbringer, but it's closed.
They're trying to make it in. I think they want somebody to buy it. They want somebody to buy it for a nursing home. Yeah. So,
Marcus was told not to touch the fireman's pole. Excellent Mount Rushmore.
I got you, Marcus.
All right. Where are we going from here, Dave?
All right. We're going to.
All right.
Pretty sure you're going to get this one, Mike.
Well, I'm 1-4. I'm skidding like the Red Sox. 43, 36, and 1, which means including tonight, there are 20 left.
Skidding like an old pair of underwear. Ready?
Yeah.
Number 68.
All right,
there's only 2 in the 60s.
All right, we're in the 60s.
There's only 2 in the 60s
Number
right now. We're
68,
counting down.
Not as good as 69.
Here we go. You're going to get this one, I think. If you don't get this one, I don't know, Mike. The first rule of Fight Club, we don't talk about Fight Club.
Brad Pitt.
Yes.
Fight Club.
Yep. Who's the other one? Who is his supporting actor?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Nope. Close though.
I have
his initials are ED or EN. EN. He was hot for a while and then he kind of fell off the face of the earth. Ed Norton.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Ed Norton and Jake Gyllenhaal aren't really all that close, but okay.
So anyway.
You can tell me I'm wrong. Look at fucking Marcus nailed that.
Woo!
All right, so look at So now I'm 44.
Yep.
36 and 1. 19 left. Can I go 6 and 13?
Now, I'm going to say yes.
50 and 49 and 1.
I'm going to tell
I'd
you.
be honored.
I did a sneak peek. 25 and below, you'll get. You'll get the vast majority of them.
All right.
The only ones you might
But
not get
are there 6 remaining 25 and below? I know 1 and
Yes.
1,
Yes.
2 and 100 are
Yes.
out there
Yes.
yet.
In all of the 10 denominations of 10, there's a couple.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So I want to ask you though, for those of you that have seen the movie Fight Club, all right. Hey.
Actually, is American History X, is that an Ed Norton movie? Is that what he means by that?
I think so.
Because I think Ed Norton's best movie is the one where he's with Richard Gere, and he's playing like I didn't do it,
stutter.
and then when he's alone with Richard Gere, he's basically like, "Yeah, I killed her. What are you gonna do about it?" Or what? That was not the line, but he basically just came. What is that called?
Oh, you missed a lot, Brig.
Geez, Dave.
Whoop.
Oh,
What?
yeah. Could you?
Oh.
Well, hey, that was the line. The one rule of Fight Club: don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah,
That's the
I know,
line.
I know.
Dave can't ad lib on those, Nate.
Yeah, I didn't give it any inflection or anything. I just read the line.
And by the way, Brad Pitt. Shout out to Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Because you know how it bothers me when Joe Schmo says,
I saw that.
Joe Schmo says, I've been clean and sober for 278 days. Brad Pitt proudly admits that he's off the wagon and he can drink as long as he does so responsibly. So I love Brad Pitt even more than I've ever loved Brad Pitt before. And I've always loved Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt was in Seven, which is arguably my favorite movie of all time.
Yes. All right. Do you know the rules, the 8 rules of Fight Club?
I do. Well, you don't talk about Fight Club as a rule.
That's first.
But
that's the first rule.
And you guys are going to be shocked.
Yeah.
As much of a Brad Pitt fan as I just pumped his tires, I have never seen Fight Club.
All right. Second rule of Fight Club. Do you want to guess?
No eye gouging.
Second rule of Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club.
So is that all of the rules?
Nope.
All
Third rule.
No eye gouging.
If someone yells stop, goes limp, or taps out, the fight is over.
Rule number 4, don't touch a fireman pole.
That's not rule 4. All right. Third rule. No, that's a fourth rule. Only 2 guys to a fight. Fifth rule. 1 fight at a time. Sixth rule. No shirts, no shoes. Seventh rule. Fights go on as long as they have to. And the 8th and final rule, if this is your first night at Fight Club,
don't talk about Fight Club.
No, you have to fight.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So I watched a lot of scenes. I went on YouTube and guys at work and all these people passing each other. They're all patched up. So,
never saw me and Peter's Old School.
I don't know. We'll figure that one out.
And then Jeff says no cock slap.
That's not a Fight Club rule, but yes, agreed.
Right.
That should be a rule. That should be rule number 9.
All right, so I'm 44, 36 and 1. I'm looking at the goal was 30. I sold myself short. Now I'm looking at 50. 50, 49 and 1. I'd be tickled pink.
Yep.
Got
it.
We doing the next one to die?
If
Do we
you
have
got
the music?
'em.
Do you have the music there? Or lack of?
Or lack of.
Oh no,
this
is
the music.
Damn it!
That's the other
Yeah,
board.
Yeah, we suck. All right, at number 3, 64 years old, Cozell McQueen. He was a member of the 83 Wolfpack, probably the last of the true Cinderellas before the NIL and all the bullshit that ruined college sports. And in the current makeup of the tournament, I don't even know if that Wolfpack team would make the dance, and they won the dance, and Cozell McQueen was part of that. He comes with a little bit of an asterisk because he actually died during episode 347, but it wasn't reported till Friday when Jake and his team were out pounding the pavement looking for people that died.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make him eligible for 348 because we didn't get the information until Friday. We recorded on Wednesday.
I concur.
Number 2, Don Nelson, 86 years old, 5 titles as a Celtic player, 3-time NBA Coach of the Year. And number 1, as mentioned earlier, I will not mention age because you never mention the age of a lady, my mother-in-law, Helen Shrems. So she passed away on
R.I.P.
Saturday on 8/8. Backstory to 8/8. You gotta re-listen, subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook and all that other stuff, and re-listen to get the full meaning of that. But anyway, quick note on that.
Yes.
And hopefully Liz doesn't get mad at me for this, but I'm not going to say anything crude or vulgar. When I found that on Saturday, I finished work at noon, told my boss, said, hey, I'm heading to the hospital. If you need me to put in for half-day PTO, let me know. And my boss like, no, you're good, just whatever. I go to the hospital, and I found that she was...
Not good.
Yeah. She was good. And it was like, you know what? I'm done with this treatment.
Right.
At first, I was kind of mad. I'm like, well, God, that's kind of selfish. Got to the hospital at 12:30-ish, saw everything transpire. And as the listeners and viewers know, my greatest fear is death. Some think I'm nuts. It is what it is. I don't care. That's my fear. Your fears are your fears. My fears are my fears.
Right.
It's that, and twat. But seen it all play out. FaceTimed her son. Liz and I's youngest, Nick, was able to, because he's in the area, he was able to go up and see her Friday and Saturday. FaceTimed all the grandkids. Called some of her friends. Basically called her shot. Went out on her terms. And that actually gave me a different perspective on death.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right. And I told Ronnie when I picked him up from the airport, I said, dude, this doesn't sound right at this point, but I'm fucking jealous. Because I didn't get that with my mom. I got a call from my sister to say, Mom's dead.
Right.
Okay. Well, I saw her at church before we went on vacation. Right. And I gave her a hug and told her I loved her. But I didn't get that. Right. So she called her shot. And
that's what I was going to say. Like I heard a couple of people say, the doctors were like, well, the numbers, it's probably not going to happen today. And Helen said, you want to bet?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause she wanted 8/8. It was actually, and and there wasn't a Jack Kevorkian involved, and that's not a crude joke, but that's the thing. Like Jack Kevorkian went to prison, didn't he, or jail, or was charged with something. Maybe he got out. Whatever. I'm gonna,
don't digress.
Right. Yeah. So but he was doing nothing wrong. I was like, listen, you're ready. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't to that level, obviously, but
sure. And that's, I think you got the creme de la creme of the experience. My mom, in June went through something similar, but it was very different.
Right.
She
exactly.
Yeah. But I tell you what, they both went
Marcus said every end has a beginning. Yep. Very true, Marcus.
Yep. Thank you.
But
the story and everything behind it is awesome, and rest in peace.
Amen.
Helen was a force and a really cool person.
All right. Well, on another note, you have a
I can't think of one right now. Do you?
I have one, but it's so meaningless. it keeps slipping in and out of my memory, so it must not be worthy of sharing because it was like, oh, it's like, oh, yeah, that's really sucks.
That's stupid.
And then it's like, I don't even remember what it was. So how bad, how upsetting can it be to me? So
Right.
yeah. So anyway, what a great week then. So no, we have no beefs.
Sure.
Either or.
Got one?
I do,
All right, let's go. Either or.
and I love them both.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So I can't lose on this one? You're not going to look at me and go,
No,
you
I don't
idiot.
think so.
Okay.
I just hope I did the titles justice to not sway one or the other. Great promotion, shocked by the effectiveness,
Okay.
or if his attorneys win the ruling, the law punishment must be changed.
I like the second one. I'm drawn to that one.
All right. I'm trying to talk. Oh, by the way, my first update, bottom of seventh, Red Sox won, Blue Jays won. Boy, the Red Sox are ripping the cover off the ball against the last place team, aren't they? Let's see here. I got it mixed up here. So, all right. So,
Chuck, if you're still on, give us a Tigers update.
all right, here we go. Defense in Charlie Kirk's killing say shooter should not get death penalty because he hit intended target.
What? What?
The man charged with killing Charlie Kirk shouldn't get the death penalty because the shooter hit the intended target and no one else was endangered when the conservative activist was shot from a rooftop. Defendant Tyler Robinson's attorneys say the bullet traveled above the crowd of several thousand people at Utah Valley University on September 10th, and there were no threats to others. Whether the shooting endangered the crowd is a key issue. So how in the fuck would that be the ruling? Like, well, he hit the target, nobody else was in danger, so therefore he shouldn't be sentenced to death because apparently endangering others makes it a capital offense. We do have, I don't know if Brigg is still on. He's a lawyer, and so he might be able to argue it better, but it's like by putting others in danger, it makes it a capital offense and thus makes it a death penalty case.
Wow.
But that's actually, well, he shouldn't get the death penalty because he was a good shot. That makes absolutely no sense.
Oh my God.
That's just stupidity in my opinion.
It's like, wow.
I mean, I found that bizarre.
That
It was like, hey, well, he shouldn't get the death penalty because nobody else was in danger because he was over top of him and he hit the target that he was shooting for. That's stupid. That's a bad. That is a bad legal. That's like Brett Hall's having his toe in the crease and getting that gold nullified or whatever that Stanley Cup.
That's a loophole of all loopholes.
Very much so. It's just silliness.
Oh my!
Because apparently, if others were at risk, it's a capital offense, which makes it a death penalty case. But because nobody else was at risk and he hit his target, it's not a capital. To me, that's asinine. That almost teeters into fuck you territory.
Oh, that is. It's like a who made that up? Like there was probably some case at some point where they,
I'm just a patsy. So
yeah, they're trying to kill the pet. Yeah, leave her exactly. Well, he's the expert on that. I'll tell you right now.
I think I'm more of an expert on Manson than I am Kennedy.
Okay, you've
although
watched
Kennedy's speech about peace is my favorite political speech of all time. Not just peace in our time, peace in all time. Greatest speech by a politician ever.
There you go. Not the only thing we had to fear.
Nope.
Okay.
No, it was just before he was killed.
Okay.
Just a wonderful speech.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
But yeah, anything else, David?
I don't know, but that's our legal system. You know what I mean? If you look hard enough in the books, it's like, let's bring out
Briggs out there. Let's see. What did Briggs say? All right, gentlemen, you need attorneys to fight against the government is why the founding fathers made a constitution. All right, that's fair. That's fair, but how is that a law that you can die on? And I get everybody's innocent until proven guilty. I'm all for fair trials, but what makes a difference? Like, well, hell, he hit the target. Oh, okay, well, just life in prison. To me, that's just silliness. But I mean, Briggs makes a good case. The defense has to work for their client
because there's probably a situation where that actually means something.
See, that's why we have lawyers on our podcast.
Yeah.
So,
anyway.
All right. Thanks, Briggs.
Thank you. I got nothing else.
All right. You want to rate this one?
Yes, let's rate this one.
It was very good.
Yeah, you think?
Very good minty beer.
You think?
All right. You rate first. I've rated.
I forgot what we rated. It's I know it's in the 4s, obviously, but the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Mint Porter, the holiday beer that Kentucky Lexington Brewery puts out. We both rated that 4 point something.
Jeff said it's not a reckless discharge of a firearm. It's just not a reckless discharge of a firearm, ? And then Briggs said, thank God I do civil litigation. All right, fair enough.
Yep. So I went 4.2. The mint coming off this thing, I love this. So, I'm the sweet tooth. And I know, if it's a beer, you want a little beer or something along the lines of what it's supposed to taste like as a stout or a porter. If you have the flavors, great, but it has to have some. And I think this does it. I may be rethinking my vote right now, but 4.2, I'm going to stand by that. Great mint and chocolate flavor.
And it's funny. And henceforth why I don't have my Cicerone's license.
Yeah.
Because I'm too cattywampus, helter-skelter all over the page when my ratings come in. Because though I liked this better than the Boston Cooler, I rated it lower than the Boston Cooler at 3.82 simply because I liked the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Peppermint Porter more than this one.
Gotcha.
I've never had a Boston Cooler
that
tasted like this, therefore that was a 4.
Yeah.
And I went 3.82 just because I've had other one. But like you said, it was delicious. It checked all the boxes, and it was great, but I've had better. I haven't had a better Boston Cooler beer.
All right. That's fair enough explanation.
But again, is that right ranking system for a Cicerone? Probably not. I love frozen thin. Yes. Frozen thin mints. You have to freeze the frozen thin mints.
Yes.
Well, actually, you can't freeze the frozen Thin Mints because they would already be frozen. You have to freeze Thin Mints from the Girl Scout cookies.
Mary Ellen.
For the listeners of the pod, will you please explain the rating scale? Somebody else asked me that earlier, and I apologize. Maybe it was Ronnie. It was Ronnie. And maybe Ronnie's with Mary Ellen right now.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So Dave and I have a very rudimentary 1 to 5 scale. I don't think we've ever had anything lower than a 1. And I want to say we've had 2 or 3, the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Porter, Helmet Breaker, and maybe the Fog Cutter have reached 4.5 to 4.75.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a 1 to 5 rating by 2 schmucks like Dave and I. No rhyme or reason to them, but based on the episode, how we like them. And sometimes I go... so the third tasting, I kind of compared to the first and the second, and I rated the third tasting, a little bit lower. But today was a different twist because I rated it versus other mint porters, whereas the Boston Cooler was a bit. So it's a 1 to 5 scale at Dave and I's discretion. Even though we have been judges at a beer tasting before, we are not professional Cicerones. And subjective or objective? Are our ratings subjective or objective?
They're subjective.
Right?
I don't know.
They're one of the two.
Guessing.
They're our own ratings,
Yeah.
and you can argue them. So I don't know if
Yeah.
that makes them subjective or objective.
Yeah.
But in the third tasting, those are tough questions for me to answer. Excellent question, Mary Ellen. Thank you very much.
If you're a Cicerone,
it was Ronnie who asked that.
Okay.
And it was Ronnie who told me that when I picked him up from the airport.
Yeah.
He said, I don't even know. Because Ronnie said, thinks we should have. So now if Ronnie was our producer and production guy. He's got great ideas. He's like, we should have a scale for like New England hazies, where this beer rates on New England hazies and where this beer rates on
based on the beer,
yes,
the style itself. Yeah.
But that would be a Ronnie and Dave job, because this guy here can't even edit a fucking pod to get it out to the masses. So that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
And
sometimes we do
and
that.
Mary Ellen says it's subjective. So it's a very subjective rating. Thank you.
There you go.
But anyway, excellent question. And therefore you are our listener of the week.
There you go.
So
100%.
Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Anything else, Dave? Anything else?
Like
listeners?
us, love us.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We are up to 90 somehow.
Nice.
We went from like 67 forever to 90 now.
Well, that's because we're professionals, and
Yes.
this is relatively entertaining.
Yes,
Yeah.
amen.
There you go. Cheers.
But anyway, folks, so look down at the bottom of my glass. I can see I'm out of beer. And as a late, great Stuart Scott would say, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up out of here.
Brig, I want to make sure I get that one up there.
We don't usually have 9 on the podcast total.